just your love. Watch as the moon and the sun collide over northern lights.
All right, we'll be ready in just a second. We'll go ahead and start with the announcements. We're going to start with the announcements, and then we're going to have a tracker check-in and a guest who are having activity. We're going to have check-ins with them, and then we're going to have our caller or our interview for the night. It's a young lady or a young woman, married with children, friends and family in the area. Everyone is all seeing the predators in the area, and we're just going to have a talk with them and give them some information on what is happening in their area. So we're going to do our regular nightly check-in with our friends. We always want to make sure everyone is doing okay and that everybody was safe and sound. Hey. Hello? How are we doing?
How are you doing? Good. How are y'all doing?
Oh, we're doing good. We're just getting warmed up for tonight.
Well, that's good.
So we're going to check in with you. Any new activity, anything new, or I mean, anything, really, anything that...
Well, I got a couple of footprints in my yard.
Okay, was that from the track traps or was that a different area?
Yeah, that's from the track traps.
All right, you got them. You got them.
And I'm just to have dirt brought in and do my whole driveway. So.
Oh, I want to do that same thing. Actually, whenever we get the grass cut.
Yeah.
I want to put it in spots where I know that they travel through, so I can get these prints, just so people, neighbors, anybody I can say, hey, well, there's a print right here, right in the yard, you know.
Yeah.
And it's good that you're so far ahead of everybody else in the area. Oh, I'm so proud I'm proud that you did all that. You got it. You got.
Thank you. Me too. I'm glad I did.
Are they castable or are they all just printable? I mean, photos.
Yeah, my daughter's on her way back now with the stuff. She went to go get some stuff so I could cast it.
Oh, you're so awesome. Oh my goodness, this is some great news, and I'm glad you're doing what you need to do for your family there.
Yeah.
Also make sure that you may not cast them, but look in front of the feet, and it may be not castable, but you're going to see little holes or like indentions for like claw marks.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll look for those, and sometimes they'll go right into the cast, but a lot of times they're outside the cast, maybe a half-inch or an inch out, and there'll be like points in the ground.
Okay.
So
all right, I'll check for that.
Yeah, look for those too. Wow,
okay.
That's great news. And hey, when you get that casted, if you can, send me some and we'll post those tomorrow.
Okay, I sure will.
Okay, y'all be safe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check in with the other guys. We got some other things going on, but I'm gonna check in with you every night.
All right, y'all have a great night.
All right, I'm proud of you out there.
Thank you.
All right, we'll call you again tomorrow night. Be safe.
Okay, y'all too.
Okay, see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye. All right, so we have some great news already, and this whole show is going to be like that also, but every show actually. We asked our person who is having activity right now to do a track trap, and a track trap is where you go out and clean an area really good, where you think you have activity, or you lay down soil, or you dig up soil and make it real soft. You can do that also. That's a lot of work, but you can do that. and those will get you deep impressions. But our friend who has called in about activity, we've been giving her advice. Well, not advice. We've been giving her the correct, direct information she needs to protect her family. And now, with one of the techniques, now she has tracks that are printable and or castable, and she will get those for us tomorrow. So if you do, and if you listen to this channel and you do the things that we're telling you to do to protect your family, you will get the same results, the proof, all you need to show your family and friends, neighbors, community. So now that's great news with our first call in. I mean, our first check in. We're going to now check in with another tracker in a different area, and then we're going to give you updates of some other trackers in the area who, if you've been keeping up with this channel, you will know a little bit about them or some about them. But if not, we will give updates also, and nightly updates. We're going to check in with another tracker real fast. Now, all these trackers, the trackers that we have, are doing extracurricular activities. Give us just a second. How you doing tonight, tracker?
I guess I'm all right. It was a hot day today.
Oh yeah, the temperatures are rising, but I hear a cold front's coming through.
Yeah. Yeah, in December, January.
Yeah, something like that. Hey, I was checking in to see about any updates or anything, activity or sounds, whoops, anything that is an oddity in your area.
Yeah, nothing lately. Other than the past couple of days, anyway.
Okay.
No, there hasn't been anything.
Good. That's actually good news.
Kind of things kind of slacked down there, you know. We had a couple nights there where there was a good moon, you know. Now it's kind of slacked down now.
Yeah, yeah, I noticed that. Any news on the autistic or some of the missing people?
No, I haven't heard anything on any of it yet.
Okay.
Like I said, you know, when a lot of the law enforcement gets involved in, you know, it all just kind of goes away then, you know, nothing ever said or done or anything then.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. There's just no law enforcement out there that's actually willing to go and look for people.
And you know, then if they do, like, you know, some of us, if they call some of us in, you know, to go help find somebody, to help track somebody, you know, then it's already too late then, you know. There's already all kind of tracks and other signs and everything, and, you know, anything that'd be important to us has been covered up, you know, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. They always let the wrong people in first, and they get in there and tear up the tracks for us. And
a lot of them don't even want to go in the woods. So, you know, they may walk off in the woods a little ways, you know, but then they're too scared to go any further.
Yeah, they won't go out there. They want someone else doing it, which is actually good, but at least give them some backup. You know what I mean? I mean, for like our trackers, they should give the trackers the backup. Let the trackers go in first. But a lot of them won't even do that.
Yeah. Just ignorance on their part.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. So I was checking in on any new accounts or new things like that. If there's any updates or anything that you can share with us a little bit more, but if not, then we're gonna check in tomorrow night, same time with you.
Yeah, give me a call tomorrow night. I mean, I had nothing new, nothing changed or anything.
Okay.
And I was out last night. It was all quiet. So.
Okay. Well, that's good news. That's good news.
Yeah. It comes and goes, you know.
Yeah. I
Well,
hear
you
you.
know, a lot of animals, you know, the activity is a lot of it's all according to the moon, you know, so.
And the food supply. Yep, you're right.
And the food supply.
Yeah.
And,
But a lot of times after that blood moon, they have a feast. They have a killing spree, and they go and to the middle of where everyone's out. They'll be in the middle. That's where all the crows will be. And for like a day or two, you won't even see crows and ravens around. They'll be feasting too.
yeah. Yeah, if I get a chance to get out and find some areas that it looks interesting, I may try to put up some cameras or something this time and try to hide them real good.
Okay.
I have had a lot of my cameras have come up missing, so.
Wow. Yeah. Us too. Yeah, we put them in place. They come. But I think most of ours are theft. They're not Bigfoot related.
Yeah. I think some of mine is too. A lot of it's just theft.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna give you a call tomorrow night. We're gonna check in with the other trackers and the other people. Then we're gonna have our guest tonight, which is a very good one, and you know this guest, so be very good if you might want to listen in tonight too.
Okay.
And we'll give you calls tomorrow night, tracker.
All right.
All right. Thanks for the call, or thanks for calling in, checking in.
All right.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow. All right. Be safe. Okay. That was another tracker friend in another area of activity, and he has helped with missing persons cases. Also, that he understands that if the trackers don't go in first, and all those tracks are messed up by the search and rescue, or even family members who are looking for their loved ones, which we understand that. But if you're not a tracker, if you're not a professional tracker, you will destroy those tracks for us. And we need the freshest tracks we can get to get and go into the forest to find these people. So make sure you get a hold of your authorities and see if they got trackers, and make sure you have trusted people that you know to come out to your place. Make sure you know the people who are there. Okay, we're gonna give another call. This person was last night's call in, and there's a lot of activity going on in their area, and we're giving everyone with activity call-ins, so check-ins. We want to make sure everyone is secure and safe, and we want updates if they have activities, so we can also share those activities with you.
Hello.
Hey, how are you doing tonight?
How you doing, Mr. Jerry?
Good. We're doing good. We're doing all the call-ins, checking for new activity or updates or any oddities in all these areas.
Right. Okay, that's great, man. I just got home. Right, it's just about dusk dark here. There's a few tree structures I noticed coming down my road, but I haven't been over there yet. Like I said, I just got home.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go explore it in just a minute before it gets too dark.
Yeah. Be safe out there.
Oh, absolutely, brother. Absolutely. I know when to say when.
Good. I'm glad you do. And first-hand experience, people really know when to say when.
Absolutely, absolutely. In the daytime, that's your world, but at nighttime, it's theirs.
You are correct. You are correct. We have to be very, very aware at nighttime.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm glad you shared that information with everybody.
Thank you, sir. If I find some, I'll shoot you some pictures. It'll probably be about an hour or so.
Okay. Also, do you know about track traps as to set and it's what we do whenever we have activity in our area. What we'll do is we'll rake an area around the doors, around the windows, or we'll put some soil down, or we'll dig up the earth and then pat it back down to make it soft, so that when our visitors step on those, we got perfect prints.
That's pretty interesting. I usually put in certain spots that I catch most of the time around here, I put flour over.
Yeah.
But I'll try that.
Yeah, and also I've used cornmeal before.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, I've caught
But,
them.
you know, we're cooking fried chicken tomorrow, so I don't want to waste that. I'll use the phone.
Well, we're gonna have some fried chicken when we get together.
Absolutely, brother.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's some of that Mississippi fried chicken
Yes, sir.
and those
Yes,
Mississippi
sir.
baked beans, huh?
Oh man, you gotta have that.
Oh,
Macaroni and cheese, man.
that's a whole different meal right there.
Shoot, man, don't make me make you some red beans and rice, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Every time I make it, my friends find out I don't never get a bowl out of it.
Yeah.
So when I make it, I gotta hide it.
Yeah, I know that. Especially there. Oh man, so Mississippi got some good food down there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I'm from Louisiana too, you know, so
Oh,
it's kind of a combination between the boats.
yeah, you got both. It's a little Cajun in there, huh?
Little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah, we was talking about you today, and was talking about whenever we're going to get ready and walk out on that field this year.
Oh, absolutely, man.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's gonna be something. That's gonna be something.
I would love to be there.
Oh, you will be.
I would love to be there. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, we're gonna get. Even though I got to play, I'm gonna still get a little chubby with that fried chicken and everything.
Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's gonna be up in Philadelphia, right?
Yeah, right there in Philadelphia.
Yeah, absolutely. Great. Great.
Oh,
I talked to my buddy I told you about up in Philly,
uh-huh.
and he's gentleman, man. He don't really like talking to people he don't know.
Uh-huh.
But you know, I explained to him a lot of stuff, and so I'll find out this evening. He's supposed to call me when he gets home tonight, and we'll go from there because he lives there, you know.
Yep.
And he's got like a little mini preserve like I do, you know.
Yep.
But he don't have as much acreage.
Yeah.
But he's got some incredible stuff, man.
It'd be really great to talk with him.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Man, well, it's good.
But I'll know more. I'll know more when he'll probably call me about 9 tonight. So I'll know more then when he gets home.
Okay, yeah. Man, it would be really good to talk with him. I mean, because I know, man, there's a lot of activity down that way. I mean, there is here too, but
yeah. A lot of people think it's not, but I tell you what, they would be totally surprised in Mississippi. I'm telling you, man. It would just blow your mind.
Yeah, whenever I can, or whenever we all meet up down that way, I'm also really good friends with the chief down there.
In Philadelphia?
Yeah, the Choctaw chief. And he actually, we used to be on the same stickball team till he became chief. Now he's not playing.
Right.
So you know we're real good friends, so it'll be easy for me to break this to him.
Absolutely, man.
Absolutely. We got to get our people on our toes and ready.
That would be awesome, my friends. That would be awesome.
Yeah, we're spreading that word.
I'm doing it, man.
Good job. Good job. Man, it's so good to hear you and check in with you. And we're going to do this nightly.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Okay.
Okay. Oh, we just want to make sure everybody's safe and sound and aware, really.
Right. Absolutely, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah, that would be great, man. That'd be great.
Okay. We'll give you another call tomorrow, and thank you for the updates and the check-in.
Absolutely, brother. Thank you for the call, man.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow night.
All right. Everybody be safe out there.
All right. We will. Everybody will. That was another active area. That one's in Mississippi, and that's a territory of the Choctaw people. A lot of Choctaws don't understand how close Bigfoot is to their homes and to their locations. A lot of people in those areas do know. There was a message that came in just a second ago. We're going to check that message just real fast. And that's another tracker that we're keeping an eye on. And this tracker has not been on Well, actually, has been on air before, but they are actually in tracking for a missing person today, or was sent out to track for a missing person in a location where 8 people are missing already. This information is not getting out to the people who are tracking. I mean, hiking or camping or picnicking. Your state forest, your national parks are not informing you, the person who is going out there, that you have Bigfoots in that area and they are taking people. We've got missing people all over the place right now. Okay, our check-in for the tracker who is in the far north has just checked in. This tracker was on a missing person case today, well, as of yesterday. We were concerned because we do know that a lot of our trackers are being set up to go out and face these creatures, and then whenever they do their job, they are pretty well finished in society because they're told to shut up about what they did, what they found, and the proof that they have. So this tracker that we're talking with now has checked in. He's doing okay. Everything is good, and that's good news for us. The other tracker that we have is also doing well, but he has also found tracks and prints around swimming holes and fishing holes around the Colgate, Oklahoma area. We also have, and in the next few nights, we're going to have some more great guests. But tonight, I think that's all the trackers and check-ins. Okay. So now we're going to give our friend a call, and we're going to get them on the line. It's going to be an interesting show tonight, which every night, there's more information and the interesting information and knowledge that you do need to know. You need to know this. You need to listen to everything that we're talking about from the trackers, the tracking reports, and all the information that we have given you and will give you. I would like to say hello to Earl Magrum, Joe Blow, and D Worm. They've left some comments. It's always great to hear from them, especially from Joe, because Joe has been keeping up with us for quite a while. For a while there, we was his ride home conversation. He would check in and listen to us on the live stream as he was going home. So right now, we're going to give our guest for tonight to call in, and then we will begin. Now, this is what I know. This is the information that I know, that I have been given, that there is activity in this person's area. The brothers have video and have posted video. Big BFRO, Bigfoot Research Organization, has been there. If you see that report, you'll see that it's not a report. It's just nothing really. It's nothing to go on. So we're going to be talking to the people themselves. We don't trust the BRFO, and we don't trust any information that they get out. It's not the correct information of anything that we need to know about. So right now, we're going to welcome our guest. I recognize this number, but this number is not at the location where our caller is. So we're going to give our guest a call.
Hi.
Hey, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. You know, I was looking at your phone number, and that's not a Louisiana phone number.
No, that's New Mexico.
Yeah, I used to be around Gallup in those areas.
Yeah. I'm from Gallup.
Really?
Yes.
That's funny. That's the same area.
Yeah, my family and I are from Gallup, and we live here in Louisiana.
You know, my uncle, his name was Benny Gibson. He's passed, but he used to be the principal at Shiprock.
Oh wow! I used to go to school at Shiprock High School back in '89.
Hey,
89.
see how close we are? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. So right now I'm going to put up a video, but if you would like, could you start with the very most recent, like from today back, and give us the most recent, and then we'll start with some of these videos that we have.
Okay. Let's see, what's today?
19th Thursday, I believe.
Okay, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. Monday, I was coming back from work, and this was around about maybe 10, 11. I came into the Fisher turnoff, and I passed some trees, and I looked to my left, and I seen two red eyes, and I thought, wait a minute. So I slowed down, and I thought, you know what, let me reverse. So I reversed my car, sat there for a little bit, and then the red eyes came on again. And it was like, what is that? So, I got scared, and I put my vehicle in drive, and to me, it looked like whatever it was, it was blinking. That was it. That was it, and I took off. I came straight home, and I told my husband, and he told me, well, you know what, you can't do that. Just come straight home. Next time, don't stop. Just come straight back, and that's what I did. And since then, either my husband comes and gets me, or either my daughters. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I was wondering if the dogs are barking at something.
No, they're wanting to go inside. Those are my little puppies, my indoor puppies.
Oh,
my daughter puts them out to play out here. So they want to go back in.
Yeah, a lot of those puppies can see these creatures pretty easy.
Yes.
And a lot of pets that we know of, they want to be indoors. They don't want to be outside.
Yes, they like my little puppies are like that. Like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, they'll be outside, and my daughter be telling me that they'll be scratching the door, like running into the door. As soon as she opens it, they run inside, and they go under the furniture. Yep. Under the couch.
They know.
Mm-hmm.
So give us a little update with your brothers in that area. Is this the same area that your brothers had seen these two?
Yes. It's probably, let's see, from where I seen the red eyes, it was probably a block away from where I live. And then where they seen the two creatures, it was, let's see, 1, 2, maybe about 2 or 3 blocks away. It's called Lady Road. It's kind of like the back road to Florine, and it's all trees, nothing but trees. And nobody going on that road. You will usually when you're going back there, you'll be the only one going up the road to Fisher, or either going down the road to Fisher. And you don't see any roads. You don't see any activity, no people whatsoever. And my son was the first one who seen it. I heard it the very first time I heard it was back in December of 2019. And we first moved into our home. And at night, I was watching TV. Maybe about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I was still watching TV. And then all of a sudden, I heard like a man, something like a man, like a human, like just deep. And I was like, oh my God, what is that? And it just kept doing that, and it kept doing that. So I told my husband, I said, oh my God, there's somebody's yelling out there. Listen. And he was half asleep. He was like, oh, it's just neighbors. It's probably the neighbors. They're probably drinking. I was like, really? We're away from the reds. We're in the middle of nowhere. And, you're gonna hear, somebody, like 3 o'clock in the morning yelling. And of course she just went back to sleep. But of course, I jump up and I'm sitting up and I turned down the TV and I heard it, like it was loud. And then the dog started barking. And I thought, okay, you know what? Since I hear it somewhere, I want to know where it's coming from. So I come down the hallway. I came out through the living room. I opened the door and there's we have a porch. And I was standing from there. And it was dark, it was dark out here. And I was thinking, okay, which direction is it coming from? So I heard it again. It was loud, echoes. Ah! And then I'm thinking it's maybe on my right side. And I kind of got off the porch and I was looking. I don't see anything. And then the second one was across, like towards the north. I heard another one yell. I thought, okay, that's it. I'm done. I'm going back in. This is scary. Went back in. I ran back in. I told my husband. He goes, there's nobody out there. I said, I know there is. And he didn't believe me. I heard it again. So then I thought, let me go out the back porch. So I went out the back porch and I stood out there. I heard it again. And that's when all the dogs started barking. I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm going back in. And so when I told my husband, I said, it's close. It's close. Whatever it is, I heard it twice. And what if it comes in through the door? He said, nothing ain't going to come in through the door. If it did, it would have already had done so. So I'm sitting up in bed, not going to sleep. I'm just looking at my door all night. Oh my gosh, it's that close. It's scary. And that was 2019. And then my son had moved down from New Mexico to Fisher here, 2021. And they stayed here for at least, I think, the first couple of months. And then we're in, let's see, May. I believe, I don't remember what day it has on the video, but my brother, my son, 2 or 3 weeks before my brother and him videoed the two creatures in the woods. 2 weeks prior to that, 2 or 3 weeks prior to that, my son and his friend, I guess they had gone to Florine. And then my son likes being outside. He's not afraid of anything. So he told, his friend Christopher, I'll walk home from here because, it's real peaceful and it's quiet and I want to just walk home. So his friend was like, you sure? There's bobcats, there's hogs out here. He said, no, I'm fine. So I guess he started walking from Liddy Road. And he said that he was walking, just looking around. The moon was out, and he said he could see, in between the trees. I mean, there was a moon out, and he said he was walking. And then all of a sudden he heard like branches, just crackling and breaking. And he thought, oh, you know what, it's probably an animal. So he said he just kept walking. And then all of a sudden he heard like grunts. And next thing you know, it was in front of him, like on each side of the road. And he said he just kept going. He kept going. And all of a sudden, it was beside him, walking in the tree line. And that was it. He said, that was it. So he said it was just grunting, louder, louder. So he said he finally just had enough, and he started running. He said he ran, and he got up to a light, a lighted area. And he got close to that light. That's when he turned around and he said that, Mom, I'm not kidding you. I'm not lying. He said something had long arms. It went like maybe up to the knees. It was a little bit hunched over, and it was swaying, Mom, like this. You know, he was showing me it was swaying, and it was like huffing and puffing. He said, Mom, I'm not lying. It was like yelling loud. He said that was it. I took off again. He said from there on, I ran all the way back to the house. All I heard was boom, 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 knocking on my front door. Boom, boom, boom. Mom! So I opened the door, and he was like, something chased me, Mom. Something chased me. And that was it. I told him not to be running around out there. And then, but he didn't tell me that whole story until my brother showed up. My brother showed up 3 weeks after that, and he said he told his uncle, there's something in those woods, let's go. Goes with my brother, and the first time around, I guess he went with my brother and told him, this is where I seen it. This is where it came out from these woods right here. These two big trees in between. So they're nosy, so they went in between those trees, and my brother and him, I guess they just kept walking. He said, Mom, there's a trail back there. They kept walking. He said, my brother said, they probably walked 100 yards. And he said, there was like a nest. It kind of looked like a bird's nest. And he said, there was flies flying all over that nest. It looked like something was laying there. It had like trash gathered there. And he said that it stunk. It really stunk. And right when they were going to turn around, my son heard that crackling, like something big was coming towards them. One more crack of that branch, and my brother took off. And I guess he started running, and my son followed. And they got back up to the road, and they stood there for a while, and they said, no, we better go. So they left. I don't know why. A week later, they decided to go back over there before it got dark. And he said, well, let's go try the whooping, you know, see what it will get us. So my son's over there, whoop, whoop, whoop. And he said they've been doing that for like probably maybe almost an hour. And that's when I guess he said the one came out, a big creature came out first. And he said that a big creature came out, and that's what my son had the camera on first, but it was shaking too much to see it. And then the second one came out, that's when you can hear my brother say, there's a little one, you see it? And that's the little one that peeked out at the darker area with the little head. My brother said that was the little one. And when you look at the video, he's walking towards it, and he kind of hesitates first. I asked my brother, I said, why'd you hesitate? And he said that to me, it kind of gave me the impression that it was coming towards me. So I guess he said that's when my brother stopped and said, I thought he was going to come towards us. That's when I stopped and hesitated. And then I started to walk again, he said. Just to walk towards it to see if I could get any closer to it. And he just kept walking, and there's a lot more film on that. But when I had to send it to another person, you know, you had to do the clip where you have to take some clip off.
Is it there, all? It's right there. Let's go. Zoom in on it. Here you do it. Right there, I know it is. It's right there, look.
Little one, huh?
Yep. Yep. It's right there, look.
Go. Oh, see, right there, dude.
Hold on, wait. No,
Between
it's right
the
there,
trees,
look.
between the trees, look. You see him? Look. He's looking at us, dude. You see him?
Yep.
Let's go.
Keep walking, Mo. Keep going. I got it. There's the second one that popped out. Keep going.
Look up, you see him?
Yep. It's right here.
Activity areas, and you know, there's now the employees are reporting, you know, everywhere now, just about, especially in your area.
Yes.
The I'm gonna say that one video with the baby bouncing for the end.
Uh-huh.
But did you hear what the baby said in that video?
Oh, no.
Yeah, the baby said, "What the heck is that?" or "What is that?"
Oh, no, that's my daughter-in-law.
Oh,
She was, I guess we left her here by herself, and she was here with the baby by herself, so the baby wanted to come out. So the baby before that, she said that they were playing, with a ball. They were kicking it back and forth, and she was screaming, having so much fun. After, her running around after the ball, she put the baby on the trampoline. So she started jumping on the trampoline. That's how my daughter-in-law was telling me that before that, my granddaughter was screaming, running around, and then
Whoop. Whoop. We're playing on top of those trees are banging. Broken down. Whoop! Whoop! I know it's already passed. Whoop! 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 Whoop!
don't listen.
you know, I always need to, I guess, plug the DVD that we're selling about this. It has all the information that these young people need to see.
Yeah.
And it gives you, you know, tips and things to do. It actually will show you pictures of, I don't know if you've seen the translucent ones yet.
I don't think so.
It's just like the movie Predator.
Yeah.
And they can get right in the tree line. They can be in your yard. They can be the shadow people in your house.
Yeah.
But in that DVD, we actually show you the translucent ones. We caught them on video. Great pictures. Everything's clear in the video. And you know, like all those blurry pictures and things like that, especially the one where the I guess it's your brother that's kind of walking towards the Bigfoot. Now we blew that picture up, and I think we got that on right now. It's on. I don't know if you can see the screen or not, or if you're logged in, but if I've got it blown up, you can see the head part really good, really darked in.
Yeah.
But for trackers, we always start at baseline. We start at the very ground level to start. And that's where we start looking for claws, feet, hooves, toes, fur, dark coloration, discoloration, and things like that. On this video, you can see the feet, you can see the outline, the whole body.
Yeah.
But you can really see those claws on the ground level.
Ooh.
It's I got it on right now. And actually, I would say blow it up. Even after this, you'll just keep blowing it up, and you will see those feet. And also in that video with the child, that was right behind the house, right?
Yeah, it was right beside. I about beside the house on your right side. It's just tree line, just tree. That's where I saw the two red eyes when I was coming back from work. And it was loud. It was loud.
Is there any way y'all could move into town or go on vacation and see your mother or family?
I probably end up, we're planning on going back. I was back in New Mexico back in March. And I went to go see my brothers and everything. And we did let them know about the video and everything. And they were just like, wow. My brothers seen it. I mean, they were like, they every time they go to the mountains, they go fishing, they go camping, they always end up running into one. I mean, there's a lot of them. There's a lot, especially at Narbona Pass in the Trisca Mountains. That's where my grandma has a log cabin.
That's in New Mexico, right?
Yes.
Yeah. There's a lot there too. There's a lot everywhere. We've been finding them everywhere, really.
Yes.
And but the reason I'm saying it is because you don't have a supportive base. You don't have a husband that's scouting around those forests. You know, he's not getting other people out there, or he's not even getting trackers to come out and visit just to look around.
I'm probably the only one, you know, trying to see if someone could come out and, you know, and see. We know what it is.
Yeah.
You know, to prove, not so much prove, but you just, you know, because it's kind of scary, especially if you have daughters and they work at night and they come back in the evening and they're not afraid. They'll be like, oh, there's nothing out there. No, there's something in the woods. I told this Bigfoot.
Yep, it is.
But they're not afraid. That's the thing. And my husband believes in it, but at the same time, he's just like, oh, they're not going to come in. They're not going to come in. I'm just like, you never know.
Yeah, We also got to watch the young ladies whenever their cycles come around,
Yeah.
because these creatures can smell a scratch from a sticker, you know, where
Yes.
the blood scent drives them crazy. So, especially when they're on the cycle and everything, to stay indoors. Don't go out in those woods. Nobody walks home, because these things will take people day and night with the opportunity.
Yes. That's what I told my son, and that's this was when he did that video. It was probably about 4 o'clock, 4:30 in between there sometime. It was in the daytime that they, that two of them had come out of the woods.
Oh yeah, and have them not do any tree knocking or whooping or gifting or feeding or trying to be friends with this thing.
Yes.
Because when you start that, they come in closer.
Do you think that's what people were doing around here, for them to be so close, to these homes?
No, their food supplies ran out pretty much.
Yeah.
And they're looking for food.
Oh.
And there's a lot of them.
Yes, there's like chickens and ducks. I don't know whose animals these are, but you roam on the streets out here. There's chickens, there's ducks, there's goats. I even seen some little goats and roosters here in the neighborhood, and nobody's claiming them. They're just on the road. Bunch of cats, and mostly all the stray dogs are gone.
Yep. Yeah, the predators or the Bigfoots, they also use all these animals that you're talking about to lure children.
Oh wow.
Get out there and, hey, that's a free chicken. Let's get some chicken. Hey, that puppy's out in the woods. Oh, it's by itself. Let's go.
Yeah.
That goat shouldn't be out there. Let's go get it. Hey, we can get some goat milk.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's kind of a really strange community, because, I mean, you can hear them, loud, but these people around here, it's just like they mind their own business. And I told my husband, I said, no one's usually out here. I mean, outside, you would see somebody, doing lawning, stuff. But here, it's like nobody's outside. That's the weird part about this area.
They all know.
Probably, because I don't hardly see anybody outside.
And then whenever you get people who will say, oh, that's nothing, or if you leave alone, they'll leave you alone, or don't worry about it, or those people actually harm the people who are being actively hunted, pretty much.
And I told my husband, I said, this place is kind of strange. I'm actually thinking about moving and taking my kids back to New Mexico.
I would do that. If that was me, I would do that.
Yeah, because I was telling my father about this place, and my brother was telling me, if there's girls around and all that, they're attracted to the girls.
Yep. And they will rape the women and eat them at the same time.
Ooh, that's what my brother was saying, about they would rape them.
Yep, and they will. They'll do it to cattle, horses, anything that they can get their hands on.
That's what I was telling you about too, the other night, about my brother. They went camping with one of my cousins, and I guess she went, out. They set up one of the camping, the porta potty things that, for campers.
Yep.
They had set it behind a big old tree, kind of far away, and the girl went over there, and then they said that she was screaming. She started running, and they were right there by the lake, and she was screaming. She was saying, it's coming, and her shirt was torn, from the back. You can just see it hanging, and they said she was running, and run, run. So my brother said that they just took off, and she just ran right by them, and they took off after without looking back. She ran straight into the lake, and she didn't know the lake was so deep that she just automatically went under. And my brother said that there was a little dam area. It's a little area where you can walk through fast, but the water, goes over it. And he said that they were walking across like kind of, real fast, and she went straight under. And they looked back, and the girl had come back out, and they said that Bigfoot was just huffing and puffing from close to the tree line, yelling and screaming. And my brother was like, that was it. They don't camp up there no more at Bull Canyon. It's a place called Bull Canyon up at the Chusca Mountains. That's where they were. He was just like, we're not camping there no more.
Well, I'm very glad she made it out.
I did too. I was like, I would have probably just froze, like, oh my God, like.
But we got to also understand that there's always more than one. And I'm glad they made it out, but they were all in danger because there's always more than one. And they actually pushed her and them into the trap, which was the pond.
I never even thought about it that way.
And so now all they got to do is just wait till you get tired.
Wow.
They just got to surround that pond and wait for you.
I didn't even think about it that way. I always think, there's only one.
Oh, no, don't ever think that. They're never, ever alone.
And then when I seen the video that my brothers took, there was two.
Yep.
I was like, wow, there's two. There was probably more.
Well, the video I got a screenshot up now. You got an arrow pointed down on one of them.
Uh-huh.
But there's one right next to it. There's one in the background. There's one looking around the tree. He's got his hand around the tree. You got at least 4 or 5 in this video. This screenshot with that arrow pointed down at that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got at least 4, maybe 5 in that. Just that one. But see, we see different. Medicine people see different. We always have.
Yeah.
So we can see those outlines, those apparitions, and things like shadow people. So whenever I look at photos and like the one you sent with the arrow pointed straight down, I'm going, well, there's one right there. There's one holding the tree. There's one in the background. There's always more. So any photo that you get, you have to look for the rest of them. They're there.
See, that's what my husband did. He was like, there's another one right here. There's another one right here. And I'm just like,
yep.
Well, I see that one, like the one with the arrow pointing down.
Yep.
My son was like, that's the one we saw first. We were heading towards it. And then that's when Merv was, he kind of he hesitated because it turned to us. It turned, and that's when he stopped. Like, my brother was like, I was thinking, shall I stop or shall I go or shall I run? And then he said, you know what? Let me just get closer. So he just kept walking to it. I was like, oh, can't do that. And I told him, never do that again, because you never know that it's faster. It's fast. It's faster than you. So it's going to take you. I told him.
Yep, it will.
Mm-hmm.
It's an opportunist, and if we're going to walk to it, it's going to stand there and say, well, come on.
Yep, that's what exactly did.
Yeah.
And I told my coworker, she, my old boss, she lives like maybe 2 blocks down, and she travels that road after midnight, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning by herself on that road, coming home from work.
It's going back in.
Is it there, all?
Still right there, still right there. Look.
Let's go.
Zoom in on it.
Here you do it. I know it is. It's right there, like. Little one, huh? Yep. Yep. Check that, look.
Go. Oh, see right there, dude?
Hold on, wait. No, check that, look.
Between the trees, look. You see him? Look. He's looking at us, dude. You see him?
Yep.
Let's go.
Keep walking, bro. Keep going. I got it. The second one that popped out. Keep going.
Look, you see him?
Yep. It's right here.
But it would stay in the house too, our big husky. But
Yeah.
like I said, these neighborhood dogs are loud.
These Bigfoots mimic dogs also.
Oh,
They mimic chainsaws, airplanes. They sound like thunder. They sound like lightning. Ducks, geese, laughter, children laughter, voices in the head, voices.
mm-hmm.
They can mimic any sound out there.
My brother was saying one time he was sitting outside, and I think about 5:30 in the morning after lightning, everything was going around and rain, and he sat outside to smoke a cigarette. He said that same scream that my granddaughter and my daughter-in-law heard, same sound, real early in the morning. He said it was still dark, and he said he just jumped up and walked back into the house. And that's the one that was walking towards the Bigfoot.
Yeah.
He said that scared me.
Yeah, without weapons. Well, the first defense is spirituality, of course, but without weapons, the Bigfoots will stand there and let you walk right up to them. They're not. They're like, well, you ain't got a weapon. Come on.
It seems that way because a lot of these, when people say stuff where he's like, shows that show, it's usually people carrying a weapon, and they would run or walk off, or run off. But when my brothers didn't have any of that stuff, they stood there and they watched them, and they let them get closer to them.
Yeah, we're not going to outrun a Bigfoot. They also use weapons, so that they had clubs waiting. They had, small clubs, long clubs, spears. They were waiting for him. Come on.
It was. I mean, my brother, not Mervin, not myself. They never seen one except for my other brothers that live in New Mexico. And they go fishing and they go hunting, and they seen it. They always tell us about it, but I only seen, I think, one when I was about 12 years old. And I would never forget the fingers, real long fingers, long nails, and hair was growing out from the fingers, like long stringy hairs. I seen the hands, and that was it. That was it for me. They was trying to creep in, looking through the window. Yeah,
can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, okay. Well, when I was little, I forgot where my parents went, but my grandma and my parents went somewhere. And my auntie was the one that was watching over me and my brothers. And of course, her cousins, which my my other aunties, I think there were about probably teenagers too. But at that time, they're like 19, 20 years old, and they had babysat us. And she told me, "Be quiet, be quiet." And there's something circling the house, and it's a monster. I thought, oh, whatever, they're just trying to scare us. But when I looked towards the window, I seen something walk by. And then they all got scared. We were all sitting on the bed. And then it went by again. And then again. And I was like, oh, no, these guys are, there's something. So I remember us huddling in the corner. And there was a window. I don't remember. It's one of those real long windows. I guess they used to have those back in the day. They're not square, but they're long. That kind of go to almost to the bottom of the house.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of the long windows, and the top part, half of it was covered with a curtain, and the top part wasn't. So we're all huddled up, and then the moon was lighting. It was the moonlight was coming in through the window, and it was against the wall. So I was looking towards the wall because I wasn't looking towards the window anymore. So I was looking towards, and then all I saw were fingers, like both hands, like going up the window, and I saw it on the wall. And you could see the long nails, stringy hair coming out from it must have been long fingers because you can see it on the wall. And I started screaming, and they all looked at me, and my scream stopped. I must have gone into shock because they were shaking me, and I was trying to point towards the window. And my aunt looked, and she started screaming. We're all screaming, and it just it took off. But you can hear it beside the window. Boom, 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 boom. All the dogs started barking. And that's all I remember was just that part. And a couple of days later, my dad, was asking me, what did you see? And I told him what I saw. And that's when he told me, never look out the window. I said, Dad, I wasn't looking out the window. The hands were on top. And he just, it was scary. It was really scary.
Did the family all believe everybody?
My aunties did. My aunties, they called it a monster. I didn't know what it was. I just saw fingers, so I didn't know what it was.
Well, that's what it is.
But now I'm thinking it's Bigfoot.
Yeah, it's Bigfoot, but Bigfoot is a monster. Yeah. It's got long claws, long razor sharp claws. Some are thick like our fingernails that protrude out like a teardrop, but they've got some that are just straight razor, looks like a barber razor, just so it's curved, just like a what do you call those talons of that movie Jurassic Park? Yeah. Those sharp talons, there's some that's got those, and some of them are just like Wolverine from the movie.
Yeah.
Those are like razor sharp.
Yeah, these ones were, it was like, you can tell it had long nails, like I think the nail part, and then the fingers had long stringy, you know how like let's say goats, they're dirty and that long stringy, nasty hair that's, it was long hair coming out of the fingers. It was scary. I totally blocked that out until I moved down here, and I started to remember all these things that happened, especially when I was little.
Especially when you see them there.
Yes, and then my grandma, on my mom's side, she told us that she's seen a baby little monkey, So, you know, she was like probably in her 60s, maybe 67, 68. So my aunties used to say, there ain't no such thing. You see no monkey, Mom. And then she said, no, to see the monkey, she said. And she would live up there at the in her log cabin with my grandpa both of them by themselves. So they were asking her questions, and I was just listening. And she said, I was doing, because she used to make sand painting. And she said, one day I was making my sand painting, my door was open. And she said, I kept looking, something kept looking from behind the tree. So my grandma says, I tried looking, and every time I look, it goes behind the tree. And I didn't, I was just staring, and then it looked out again. It was a monkey, she said. It was a small little monkey, and I'm just like, and then my mom's sister goes, Angie, I think she's losing it, she said. Why? Because she sees monkeys, you know, because my auntie's a believer.
Yep.
But she would say, one time she would tell us, you girls don't be afraid to go outside, because her porta john was, you know, like way behind the trees. And she would say, don't be scared. If you're scared of it, it's gonna take you. You know what she was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So she would just, every time we would go visit, we would ask her, where's the monkey? Where's the monkey?
Mm-hmm.
And then she says, oh, Benny? Oh, he comes. His plate's right over there. So I feed it, and I'm just like, wow, she feeds. Wonder what she feeds.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to go play down in the wash one day, and this was probably when I was about 16, 17. The kids wanted to play in the wash. We were playing follow the leader with them. And we saw really big footprints down in the wash. It wasn't going straight up. It looked like it was zigzagging. Something with long feet was zigzagging up the mountain and up that wash.
Yep.
First thing I thought of was Bigfoot.
Yep.
And I looked at my uncle, Bigfoot.
Yep.
And then we all looked at each other. We ran.
Yep.
We ran all the way back to my grandma's house.
Yep.
That's when my aunties told her, better be careful. You can't feed that stuff. That it may be dangerous. What do you feed? You know, they're talking to her Navajo, and she said it's a monkey. It was real small. You know, she was saying it was this small. Now it's this big. It smells. He smells. She kept saying he smells. It might hurt you. No, it's not gonna hurt me. No. And then she passed away when she was in her 70s. So we always wonder if, you know, if it misses her, you know, because she feeds it, it goes around checking on them. And I was asking my mom, and my mom was like, maybe it does check on her. We haven't go back up to her log cabin again yet. But she was saying, it takes down all of my wool. I guess she dyes wool in those big steel containers, those metal containers.
Yeah.
And she used to say it takes all of those off at night, and then it lays them out and it plays with it at night. And I'm just like, wow. And then I had to put them back on the wall in the morning, and we didn't know what to make out of it. It was just like, is she telling the truth, or is she just exaggerating?
Yeah.
Until one night they had a peyote meeting. There was a teepee set up there, and a whole bunch of people came in, and people were in a circle. And then the roadman came back in and said, you guys be careful when you're going to the restroom. Something's standing behind one of the vehicles, he said. There's a monster behind the vehicle.
Yeah. And
we all looked at each other like, oh, I wonder what he's talking about. Anyway, and then we're sitting there, they were drumming. Once that drum stopped, we heard a loud, I mean, it was loud.
Mm-hmm.
And then it stopped. Everybody in the teepee all looked at each other, and they scooted 2 times forward.
Yep.
And we just sat there like, I was scared because the medicine man kept saying, "It's coming. It's gonna. As long as it come in, it's going to come in." It keeps going up to the entrance of the teepee, and then it keeps walking away. And I'm sitting here looking towards the gym right by the door too, and I'm just like, oh, wow.
You're right next to the door, huh?
Huh?
You was right next to the door, huh?
Yes. I kept looking at it. Oh my God! I don't know how I made it through the night, but I told my dad, never again am I going to no teepee up at the mountains. After hearing that, and it keeps going up to the door.
Yep.
So to this day, when they say, "Oh, we're gonna have the peyote meetings for the teenagers up there at the mountains. We're gonna set up teepees up there for a gathering," I don't go up there.
Yeah.
It was scary. It was the most. I thought it was going to come in because the guy kept saying, "It's ready to come in. It's ready to come in." It keeps going up to the door, and I was right there by it. Nope.
Yeah, that's to be that close to it. No, but you were what, 16? You said around the age?
Yeah, about 16 years old.
So, and you already had the experience at what, 12 or something?
Yes.
So you already knew that if it's coming through, pretty much what it's going to look like. Wow.
I was thinking it's hairy. It probably looks like a monkey, and it has long, stringy hair, and it's going to be big.
Yep, sure is, and hungry.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, hopefully it don't come in. But it didn't, though. It didn't, but it only yelled that one time that night after they did the drum. That was it.
Yeah.
I never heard it again. But nobody went to use the restroom that night. Everybody stayed in.
Yeah. That would have been one of those nights, huh?
I was hanging on to my dad. I was just like, I was shaking. I was really scared. But my brothers, they'll tell you all these stories if you get in contact with them. They're not afraid of it. My brother Junior, Jason, Jay said that the vehicle ruined up there at Whiskey Lake, and I guess they had food, in the back of their little S10.
Yep.
And he said that at night they were sleeping. All he felt was like fur, like soft fur.
He felt?
And yeah, he felt soft fur. Like when you're sleeping and somebody wants your leg to be moved out of the way, they're gonna push it to, or lift it up to move it out of the way.
Yep.
Like I want something under your leg. But my brother Jay said that instead of lifting it and putting, his leg, pushing it out of the way, he said it was barely tapping it, like move,
Yeah.
And he felt it like furry. And he said that it was hard too. It was like boom, boom. So when he kind of looked out with his pinky, he peeked out of the blanket. He said it was something, Bigfoot was over the SUV, like moving his leg, trying to push his leg out of the way to get to something.
Was he in the back of the truck sleeping? Oh, wow. With the food?
Yes. Him, my two brothers. And he said that he screamed and yelled out so loud that I think he startled it. It ran. He said it ran back into the trees. And he said you could see like a dark figure just run into the trees.
Yeah.
And after that, everybody huddled into the little S10 in the front, and they stayed in that little truck all night.
Yeah, everybody got inside, huh?
He said that he said he felt it was like really soft, like fur. So they have experiences like that. I never had like nothing like they touch me or stuff like that, but I seen it through the window.
I'm glad you don't have that experience.
Yep. I'll probably be like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
I would probably be screaming and screaming.
Yeah, it's a different kind of thing with the women because they will snatch a women quicker than they will the men.
My brother said that was it was just, he was scared at the same time, but he's glad that it took off when he yelled.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can set. I mean, now outside your home, does your car have a beeper alarm? Like when you're
Yes.
okay. So on some of these nights, whenever I always tell people, a couple of nights out of the week, shut everything off and just listen.
Yeah.
And let's listen for bumps. Watch the dogs. Any creaking on the roof, because they will get on the roof too.
Mm-hmm.
They check your cook vents. The vent that goes outside after you're cooking.
Yes.
They'll be up there sniffing that because they want to know what you smell like, what you eat.
Yeah.
So we tell people to put fresh, clean that vent out, and then at nighttime stuff it with the fresh Clorox towel. But take it out before you cook and everything. But
yeah,
because when you do that, listen, because they're going to come up every night because they want to know what you're eating. So they're going to come and smell every night at that vent. They'll also do that around the bathroom, and if they can get to your plumbing, they'll loosen your plumbing just to smell.
Funny thing you said that, because where the back of the house, the plumbing is there, and underneath, a couple of times my brother had to, when he was here, he had to tighten the plumbing back, because a couple of times my brother was like, how in the heck did this get loose again? There's water coming out again.
Mm-hmm.
So he would have to go back under there and retighten things under the house.
And that is to pull you out and to get you underneath that house or into the dark.
Ugh.
These are all traps they use.
Scary.
And when you think strategic, and remember, you're not their first house.
Yeah.
They've used these techniques with other people. There are missing people, and we're getting reports from that same area of an autistic person who lives or lived by himself and around those same areas. But an autistic person kind of sounds like a child whenever they're talking.
Yeah.
So that person is missing right now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, in your area. So we know there's missing people in your area. So that's why I would recommend, if your husband doesn't want to go, if he wants to stay there, go on vacation and go see your brothers, and y'all have a sit down talk, and then I would talk to your tribe and the people around there.
Yeah.
These things are increasing, and since 2020, we've had an influx. There's just so many that's getting around the homes, and it's like they're just all getting ready.
Yes.
This is happening not just in your place, but I mean every tracker that we've talked to, every disturbance area, this is going on everywhere.
Wow.
And during the wintertime, they've already built their structure so that when that spring foliage comes in, you don't even see that trap that's right outside in that brush line.
Oh wow.
And I'll be going down to Mississippi probably next month, but I don't know if I can swing down that way, but I would if you are able to, I would say get this DVD. We can send it out to you. Even if you needed to pay later, that's fine too, but you really need to see this and sit down with your family. And I would recommend you watch it first just so you know who you can show.
Okay.
And then if your husband don't believe you after this, with all this information, all this proof and everything, it's time you have to decide on what he doesn't want to accept compared to your children.
I know my kids, I mean, my daughters do believe in it. It's just that they don't believe that it's going to be coming this close to the house, because there's a house next to us and a house next to us, and there's streets. I mean, I told him it don't matter because the trees is just right behind the next house.
Yep.
It's trees everywhere. There's nothing. You never know what's going to come out of there. I told her.
Yeah.
My kids.
Yeah.
You never know.
And they're in towns. They're eating out of those dumpsters. If you look at food places and Walmarts, you're gonna find their blinds and their structures in that tree line.
Oh wow! You know what? Where I work in Walmart, I live. It's kind of like in the woody area. It's not right in town. It's kind of like out here in Fisher. Our Walmart here in Manny.
Yep.
It's trees, nothing but trees behind Walmart.
Yep.
And I told him, I said there's something in these woods. I didn't see it. I heard him though. It's crackling noises, stomping around, where the trash dumps at.
Yep.
The organic bin. The organic bin is where you put, throw oranges, rotten apples, all that stuff. There's a bin for that behind Walmart. And they want these ladies to go out there by themselves and empty that stuff.
It's a trap.
And yes. And I told them, I said, I'm not going back there. I don't care. I don't care if you're going to take it out there. I ain't going back there. I know what's back there. There's something back there.
Yeah, there's Bigfoots back there.
And just recently, about a year ago, there was a girl missing back there. And they said that she had scratches on her legs, that she had crawled into like my daughter said there's stickers around here, like they have like tree, like like limbs that have like stickers on them.
Yeah.
And once it grabs a hold of you, my daughter said you can't get out of it. And that lady, I believe she's from here. I guess she's the one that ended up missing. And she ended up missing. She crawled into that little hole, like she was trying to get away from something. And that lady was missing for 3 days. And when they found her eyes were wide open, like she was scared to death. And the officers made it look as if though she had overdosed. I said, if you're going to overdose, you're not going to have like all those scratches on your legs, like something clawed you.
Yep.
But they're trying to cover all that up, especially the guys that went missing. I said, something flipped that boat over, something smashed that boat. How are they going to say that it's an accident?
Yep.
So I told my kids, I told my girls, never go to that place again because that place is dangerous.
Yep.
I said it's this is not a good place to live, and so that's what I told my husband. I said I'm gonna be moving back. You can stay.
Yeah. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
You can stay if you want because I'm heading home.
Yeah.
And he was just like, everything will be okay. Nope. You're white. Nope.
You don't believe me.
I'm out of here.
You don't believe my family. You don't believe me. You don't believe the kids. You figure it out and you call me. Let's get you and your family, your kids safe, and then let him figure it out. But I would say you come with me and figure it out. Let the people who don't know and are not listening, let's let them figure it out. Let's get safe. Let's let them do what they're going to do.
Yes, and that's what I told them. So cross your fingers. Hopefully next year I'm going to be heading home.
No, I'm thinking it's in a week if you can.
Yeah, this place is really, it's just nothing but tree. You've been down here, right?
Yeah, I've tracked. Yeah, I've tracked in those areas.
Oh my God! I mean,
yep.
Where we're at in Fisher, between Fisher and Manning, trees, and a couple of people seen red eyes, seen a dark figure standing in on the side of the road, and I'm like, I seen it before, and they're like, have you? I said yes, and they're like, yeah, it's around.
Yep.
and it hasn't attacked anybody yet. I said, how do you know that?
Exactly.
How do you know that? And they're like, we don't. I said, exactly. I'm not going to find out. I'm going to stay in my vehicle until I get home.
Yep.
But yeah, like I said, there's a every time there's a food deal behind Walmart is where we throw all the rotten fruits and stuff, meat and things like that. So I believe that, you know, it tries to get into that because that dumpster looking thing is always pushed. Nobody can push that because it's really heavy, especially if it's full.
Yep.
And I told one of my coworkers, something's behind here. I heard it. I said, it's real big. Nobody didn't believe me until he bends down. He says, what is that? What is that? And he just left me right there. He ran right by me, and he ran all the way up to the light.
It left you, huh?
And left me there with the organics. I told him, I thought you were a hunter. I said, if you're a hunter and you're hunting something, you don't run from no animal.
Yeah.
I was yelling at him.
Yeah, don't leave me out there.
And I'm over here walking real fast back up, and he leaves me. I was like, I told my boss, ever since then, and that was a year and a half ago, I am never going back there by myself or at night. I don't care who you set me with. I am not going back there to empty no organics at night because it's not going to care about the rotten fruit. It's going to take one of us, he said.
And it doesn't care about management or employees.
Exactly. And that's it. And they're like, you can't take it tonight. I said, no, I ain't going out there.
Yep, tell them to take it.
And from that day forward, I don't go outside behind that building at night. Oh yeah, that's the girl was wanting me to tell you that that Thursday we were sitting outside a new girl. About 4:30, we were sitting outside right on the side of the building of Walmart. There was nobody. It was hot, and we had our snacks there. We were eating. That same yell, you know, when my granddaughter was jumping on that trampoline. Yep. The same scream, that same yell, we heard behind Walmart.
Oh yeah, it followed then.
And I thought to myself, she might think I'm crazy, so I better let her say something about it. So I sat there. I was eating my chips, and she looked at me. She looked at me again. And then she says, did you hear that?
Hear what? Hear what? What are you talking about?
And I said, yeah.
Yeah?
He goes, what was that? I said, I don't know what was that.
Bigfoot.
It's back here. I said, yes, there's something back there. I'm telling you, I said. And she heard it too. So I think it travels between Manny and Fisher and Florine.
Well, I mean, that one probably followed you because like we tell our people who go camping and everything, that these creatures can run up to 55 miles per hour for at least 5 miles.
Ew.
So if you're just cruising to work going 35, 40, you know, yeah, they're going, hey, well, let's go see where she's going.
Ew.
But also, that's not the only one in the area. There's some around the Walmart. There's some at the lake. There's some at your house. Some at the neighbor's house. Some at the.
Yeah, and I have this perfume that I usually wear. You know, that I have a lot of them that I usually wear too. They probably smell that too.
Yeah, they do. They smell that perfume and they're attracted to it. And that's very dangerous around women, Bigfoots, and especially in their cycles.
Because I spray it with my car too, you know, outside, like before I leave. And when I get home, I spray that in my car too, and then I go back in.
Yeah,
they probably smells that.
Yeah, they got your scent. They tracked you that way to work.
Oh my gosh.
But there's some at work, and You know, if you was to look, well, not you, but if people were to look at that dumpster, they would find a trail that's leading to that dumpster.
There's like a little, like a nest, not that far away. It's probably like 20 steps away from that dumpster.
Yep, that's its blind. That's where it sits and waits for people to come out.
Because I seen it. It was like an egg, like a saucer shape.
Yep.
And it had flies and plastic bags and stuff like in there.
Yeah, what they do is at that dumpster, they don't just eat from the organics. They go to the other dumpster because there's always some kind of other meat product in there, and they'll take that trash and take it into the woods and sift through it.
Ooh.
So you're even if you put trash out at your home or out the road for the trash people to come by, they're still going to get in there and grab at least a bag that smells like the most food and take it. And sometimes you'll get complaints from neighbors because your trash is along the roadway or out in the woods somewhere.
It seems that way because that's where, okay, about a month and a half ago, I was wondering because there was this I don't know if it was our trash, but it was the same trash bag that we use. You know, the ones that stretch, the hefty stretch, you know, you can put as much stuff in it with a red top where you tie it up. And I told my husband, I said, you know what, if that's our trash bag, what in the heck is it doing? Like almost to, you know, it's in the middle of nowhere. It's about maybe a quarter of a mile from our house on the side of the highway.
Yep.
And I was wondering, you know, like, what took it? Because we leave the trash can bag behind our house, and then like our trash, and then from there we take it to the dumpster, which is probably maybe 3 blocks down. Is where everybody empties their trash.
You're so close to all the things we tell people not to get close to.
The dumpsters and all that.
Landfills, food places, food dumpsters, wooded areas. And also about that, taking the trash out and putting it outside. They're coming up to check your house out. They're smelling that food. They're looking in that dumpster. They're what we do is we rinse out the plastics whenever we take the food. You know, before we cook, we always make sure we rinse out those plastics. We'll wash them out with soap and water. Even the canned foods, we'll rinse those out, wash those out before we put them in our trash, so that we don't have a smell of food to draw anything in.
See, that's what I was telling the kids. I said, do not empty anything out, you know, out there. And if we have grease, cooking grease, whatever, tighten it up with three Walmart bags and another trash bag and another one, and then dump it, you know, out, you know, where we take our trash. Because I said that really smells. Yep. And that's what I was wondering, because I was telling my husband, I said, why? That looks like one of our trash can bags. I said, what's it doing way out here on the side of the road? Yep. And I don't know. That's what I was wondering. I was like, was that our trash can bag? Yeah. Yeah. And then my daughter says, Mom, you're not the only one that uses hefty.
There's always a reasoning that someone is going to put in there. Yeah. But we always have to say, no, that doesn't compute, you know.
Yeah. And I'm just like, wow, all these things. Yeah, it's.
Yeah, what we do is we keep our trash on the inside until it's time. I mean, when it's time, when that we're taking the trash out, or when that dumpster truck is pulling up, that's when we take our trash out.
Oh, we have to take it in our flatbed.
Yeah, yeah.
And take it to the recycling place ourselves.
Yeah.
So we don't have that, you know, like some places, you know, they have the neighborhood trash person come around and pick it up.
Yeah.
We have to actually take it ourselves, and that's the bad part, because it's open like from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
and then from 4:30 to 6:30, I believe. And it's in the woods too, to make it worse.
It's all designed there because those Bigfoots are at that dump too.
Yeah.
They get free food from everybody.
Yeah.
So, and they're waiting there. You'll find the traps. You know, once you see the video, you're gonna know what the traps look like, where they're gonna be at. There's things that we call chutes and corrals that, you know, they'll funnel prey into, and they'll funnel people into them too, like that trap with the pond.
Yeah.
They make traps everywhere, and they're trapping anything, anyone. Also, you have to watch what we call a pop and drop, and that's where a Bigfoot will put a stone or a log in the road. I mean, it can be a small stone, but when your car tire goes up on it, on the other side, there'll be another sharp stone. And when you come over that, it's going to pop your tire.
Oh, wow.
Then you are stranded right there, or you have to get out and stay there to fix the tire. So you are in the trap right now.
Oh, wow. Maybe that's what happened to my brother. He was he was going over the mountain to get back to you know where Tohatchee is?
Past is that with the reserve?
Yeah, that Nirvana Pass. You know where do you know where Mexican Springs is? It's that Coyote Canyon Junction, and then there's Tohatchee, New Mexico.
Not familiar, but is it around the Gallup area?
Yeah.
Okay, I can find it then. Okay,
from Winter Rock, there's a back road from Winter Rock, Arizona. There's a back road when you go towards Navajo. There's a back road from there that comes over the mountain, and you get out from Tohatchee. And my brother said that I don't remember why they were going over the mountain. This was, I think, like about maybe 9:30, 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
My brothers, like I said, my brothers are not afraid. So I guess they were going over the mountain, and they had a flat tire right on top of the mountain.
Yep.
So his girlfriend had the flashlight and was shining it on him, and while he was changing the tire. When he was changing the tire, I guess my brother was saying that he heard, like, you know, the same sounds, like something's walking towards them.
Yep.
And I guess the girl heard too, and she was like, something's coming. So he told her, get back in the car, get on the driver's side. As soon as I'm done, I'm gonna jump in and take off.
Yep.
So she said, okay. So she got in, and he said he was, you know, taking the jack down fast. And he said he heard like a loud crunch, you know, like a big old log, like just fall. And he said he was trying to open the door. Then she kept locking in, trying to open it.
No.
And he jumped in. And he said they took off. He said we took off. He says we took off. We just kept going. We stopped probably a mile away, and we switched sides, and we're coming back. And he said that it was quiet all the way down the mountain. He kept thinking, please don't let nothing happen. Don't let nothing happen. So once he got back down the mountain, he said he felt a lot better.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they have traps everywhere. They'll even put sticks, you know, with thorns, you know, not thorns, but they'll sharpen sticks and leave them in that same roadway.
Wow.
Whenever we go out, just focusing on driving, watching for that while we have our designated areas of observation and looking out the windows and stuff.
Yeah.
Like our passenger, they got the front and they got the right side. The guy in the back got the right side in the back. Guy on the left back got the left back and the left side. And so we cover all that so that the driver doesn't have to worry about that. They can just focus on the road.
Okay.
We have had dropping pops pulled on us, and 2 times, going up the mountain and coming back, we got 2 dropping pops. And the second one, the first one, we made it up the mountain. We drove on the flat and got up there and changed it while all the guys got out and had the weapons pointed in every direction because we knew we was in a trap. And then, so we did what we had to do. It was for a ceremony. So we started making our way back down that same route, and that same area for the dropping pop hit us again.
Oh, wow.
So now we all pull out, we got pulled, we stopped, we got the weapons out, our tire was going down, and the driver said, I'm going to drive out. We don't want to change our tire right here. I'm going to drive it out. The back car is going to drive backwards so we can pull out slowly and we can cover our back. And we made it out that way.
Oh, wow. That is scary.
But see, normal people don't know about these dropping pops and that these Bigfoots will set traps to pop tires and things like that.
Yeah. See, I mean, I just thought my brother had bad luck.
No. No, he was going into a trap, and they seen that he was alone.
Yeah.
That was it. That's all they needed.
Oh my gosh. And that's the same area where that girl went straight into the lake.
Yep.
Yep. And then that's the same area. Real early in the morning, my brother was coming back from a peyote meeting, and he said that there was one sitting right by a stream, like probably 6 o'clock when the sun was coming up.
Yep.
And it looked like it was washing itself.
Yeah, we've caught them, and they love the streams and waterways because that's where the animals come and eat. So you're gonna find them around those streams and areas.
Mm-hmm. When I was probably about, this was when I was really young, about 5, 6 years old too. I heard my grandparents and the grandparents, they had some friends that live up in the mountains, the same area. And I understand Navajo. I understand my native language. And all I heard was the grandma telling my grandma, there's hairy men up there. There's all different colors. There's a white one. There's a brown one. There's a black one. There's an old one, like an older one. And it limps. They're hairy monsters, she said.
Yep.
Don't let your child walk away to your granddaughter and grandson, walk away from the car. Keep them close to the truck because we're up there collecting wood.
Yep.
And it's the stories on the BFRO from Tohachi. And I guess the sheep herder, he was sleeping in back of a truck in a camper, and that thing almost dragged him out. And that old people, I remember the old people, my grandma's friends, were telling my grandma our sheep herder was almost taken from the truck when we saw those hairy beings, sitting by the water trout. They were washing each other. They were drinking water. And that same night, this is what happened. So I totally forgot about that, until I started reading up on the BFRO. And some lady had wrote that story about her grandparents telling her that. And I remembered, oh, yeah, I know that grandma and grandpa that told, my grandma and grandpa that day that this had happened. So they always say they never seen like an old Bigfoot. But the way the grandparents were telling my grandparents, they said there was an older one, an old grandpa Bigfoot. It was limping. So when I hear that, they say, oh, you know, there is no such thing as an old Bigfoot. I think to myself, nope, there is an old Bigfoot because, you know, elderly don't lie.
Yep. Yep.
And
Now,
I believe that there was an old Grandpa Bigfoot.
now also with the colors, there's Bigfoots that have names, or groups of Bigfoots have a group name. Some of them are called mist, some of them are called fog, some of them are called snow, and some of them are called thunder and lightning. So you may get rain, but when as trackers we say hear thunder, find thunder, see lightning, find lightning, because we know those are Bigfoot groups.
Yeah.
And so whenever it starts to rain, when you hear that rumble, what we do is whenever we hear that rumble, or if we feel that tremor, because they do stomp on the ground to make that rumble and they'll sound like thunder. But what we do is we beep our horn from our car outside every time we feel a tremor or the sound of thunder. If you do that, you will notice the thunder will go away from you.
Yes.
It's going to go and find the neighbor, the person camping, the lake.
Yeah.
They're not going to go to the person to where their presence causes a disturbance, like the alarm.
Okay.
So whenever the weather is supposed to turn bad, if you're starting to, or supposed to get a thunderstorm in your area, we also have to know that some of these weathers are modified. You know, they're made. They have what do you call them? Hydrogen machines, which they put into the air, and then they'll what they call cloud seeding. They'll fly a jet over. And if you hear that jet, expect rain or expect weather.
Okay.
They'll cloud seed it, and then this gives the Bigfoot groups called Thunder and Lightning the opportunity to come hunt and feed.
Oh, okay.
And thunder and lightning will shake your house. They'll try to lift your tin. They'll knock the trees down. They'll break branches. This is when they get to feed. So even those trees that they break in the morning for people to come out and to, especially with, I would say, Navajo people, because if you got a broken down tree, you know, let's go cut that, use it for wood. Let's get it out of the way. But that broken tree builds a blind. And when people walk out there, or even children are playing, they don't see that that tree is not supposed to be broke. And it's normal for people to think that the storm did it. But it's the Bigfoots that, and you'll see it's strategically the tree is broke where it's either the back door or the front door. It's where you come out is where they're going to be hiding.
Oh, wow.
Anytime you go outside at night, you're being watched.
It seems, yeah.
Your house.
Yeah, that feeling that something's watching you too.
And also, there's going to be a call. There's going to be a bird, a goose, a coyote. Whenever you walk out, listen. Whenever you walk out that door, listen. You're going to hear your call, because they've already, like whenever they see you, you're the bird chirp. They see the kid come out, that's a different kind of bird chirp. Another person comes out, that's a cricket. You're going to, once you come outside, listen for those birds, and then listen for this bird who chirped on you to be talking to the bird behind you. But those are not birds. Those are Bigfoots mimicking bird sounds to communicate, to say she's out here, you know.
Yeah. I didn't even think about it that way. I think I'm going to get that DVD.
Actually, it's very important, and it will save lives, I promise.
Yeah, because
And
we're running into them, and probably all the time we don't even know.
yep, and you'll see the translucent ones on the video, and then you'll understand what we're talking about. And then your kids, I'm sure they'll say, "Oh, I've seen that."
Yeah, they probably will because they're more, you know, they're more aware of their surroundings than me, you know, because I'll be just too busy going here, going there, getting to work, doing this, doing that, and for them, they really, you know, keep an eye out for things and all that.
Yeah, and also they're at a different light area as far as their height.
Yeah.
There's more light. The lower you go, the less light, the taller you are. So the taller you are, you don't see as well as that child does.
Oh yeah.
And that child can see everything. It's like bright lit up to them. And that's why they see those hairy legs, those feet, those movements. And we got to listen to those kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to play this video real fast about is it your grandson, I believe, jumping?
Oh no, that's my granddaughter.
Oh, okay. But I don't know if you heard, but the child says, "What is that?" or "What the heck is that?"
Oh, that's my daughter-in-law that's saying that. She's like, "What the heck is that?"
Oh, okay. I'm gonna play that video real fast because I see that shadow.
Oh, okay.
That she's showing. Let me play that real fast.
Jump, baby, jump. The heck was that? Jump, baby, jump. Jump, baby, jump. Jump, baby, jump. Jump, baby, jump. Good job. Jump, baby, jump. Jump, baby, jump. Jump, baby, jump. Jump, baby, jump. Oh! Jump, baby.
I'm a tracker, ex-military, and things like that. And for me, if I was to have seen something like that, I would have been out in those woods. I would have been tearing some things down. And if the population like you have in that area, I would have moved my family a long time ago.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and do that.
You have to. I mean, your family is more important than trying to find out if someone's going to believe me or not.
Mm-hmm.
Let's think about those kids first, and the people who don't believe, the people who don't want to believe, who don't want to find out, they're going to find out.
Yeah.
We can't do anything for them if they're not going to listen, though.
Exactly.
So let's get you safe.
Okay.
And also, if we can, I want to like give you a nightly call. I'm doing it with all the trackers and the people I've talked to check on them for any new oddities, and if you can, just be more observant and talk with those children. Say, have you seen anything? You know, let me know, and you know, let them know it's okay to talk to you.
Okay.
Also,
right. That sounds good.
Also, like we're having other people do is, and which is rake those areas around the doorways and around the windows. And also, if it's the grass is too high, you know, you can get a bag of soil or some dirt from another area and just make that dirt. You'll put it around your windows and stuff, and you'll see if they're coming up to your windows. If your husband or people don't believe you, put those track traps out. Just put dirt out or clean an area out. You're going to get prints if they're coming up to your house, up to your windows.
Okay.
And especially those kids' windows.
Okay.
But we'll check in with you every night. We want to stay up with you on this because you are in an active area.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay, so let's make plans on getting you out of there and getting you back home with your family and where you have support.
Okay.
And your brothers need to know everything too.
Yes.
Well, it's been so great talking with you tonight and learning and listening to what you're going through right now. And if we were able to get there, you know, we would be giving you. I mean, what we do is a track and locate. We come to people's houses. We go into the woods. We find all the traps, the tracks. get pictures and video if we can. We bring it back to the homeowner and say, you know, it's time to either move on or get you some high security and some weapons.
Okay.
And if you don't have any weapons right now, try to get, you know, shotguns are legal to have for everybody, but get it with slugs. You don't need any things that'll just bounce off of them.
Okay.
And even if you're outside, have something in your hand.
Okay.
Even if it's a blow dryer. They know what a weapon is, and they know we carry it in our hands or on our shoulders, so they will give you distance if you have something in your hand.
Yes.
Okay, so be safe, and we're going to check in with you and keep up with this, because this is important to us, and to us these are serious matters.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you. It sounds good.
And we will call you tomorrow night, check in.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, then thank you for the talk and all the information.
You're welcome.
Wow. Have a great night. Be safe, you know, and run a couple of those things. Actually, tomorrow night, a friend who has an active area has set those track traps, and they're going to give us some photos tomorrow of those. You know, this is deja vu. I've had this conversation before.
Oh, wow.
I just realized we've had this conversation before.
Wow.
So that's how powerful this is.
Yes.
Let's get you moved.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And have a good night.
Okay, I'll check in with you.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, bye. This was a guest that we've been kind of keeping up with. She is in an active area. There is a lot of activity around her area. They have stalked, and that's what we call it. Whenever they go paralleling with you, they are stalking you. They have activity around their work areas, around people, other people areas. So don't think these are isolated incidents. Don't think that these things are not in towns. Don't think that these things are not at swimming holes, picnic areas, hiking trails, and camping areas, roadside stops. Don't think that they are not there, already set up with the winter traps that you did not know they were setting. Brush lines, thick, heavy foliage, be very careful with. Don't be walking out there alone, especially on dark roads, dark areas, and wooded areas. Be smart out there. Be observant and protect yourself at all times. Please carry something with you. Even if you don't have a weapon or something, put something in your hand that looks like one. It will buy you time. Be safe out there. We will be back tomorrow. We don't have a guest at this time, but there's a lot of people we've been talking to, but we do have guests scheduled for other nights. So please check in again tomorrow night. This is a serious matter for us and for you. We want you to know everything. So we'll see you tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central Time Zone, right here, the same place. Remember, this is for you. This is your information that you're not getting from anywhere else. We'll see you tomorrow night. Be safe and have a great night.